We're going to dive into one of our most powerful and, let's be honest, most difficult emotions, anger. But to really get a handle on it, we're not just looking at modern psychology. Nope. We're turning to a surprisingly precise roadmap that was written over 2,000 years ago. You know that feeling, right? One minute, everything's fine, and the next, some tiny little thing happens and bam, you're just seeing red. It feels like a switch just flips from 0 to 100. But what if it's not a switch at all? What if it's more like a staircase you walk down one step at a time without even realizing it? Well, it turns out that exact process was laid out with incredible psychological detail in an ancient text, the Bhagavad Gita. It gives us this super clear map of not just how we fall into anger, but maybe more importantly, how we can climb our way back out. Okay, so let's start with the descent. The text actually calls it the ladder of fall, and it's a perfect description for this step-by-step journey from a state of peace into total turmoil. The entire idea, the whole blueprint, is laid out right here in these two verses. They describe this psychological chain reaction, a cause and effect sequence that is, and this is the crazy part, so unbelievably relevant to our lives today. The best way to think about this chain reaction is like a series of dominoes. And what's wild is that the first domino to fall isn't some huge dramatic event. It's something much, much quieter. It's the simple act of brooding. That's it. That's the first domino. It's when we just let our minds linger on something we want, something that gives us pleasure, a person, a thing, a specific outcome. It's that mental replay loop of, man, I really want that. So all that constant thinking creates attachment. And that attachment then escalates into something the text calls kama. Now, this is not just a casual wish. Kama is a powerful, compelling desire. It's a deep longing that starts to feel less like a want and a lot more like a need. And here we are at the crucial link. Anger isn't some random lightning strike out of nowhere. It has a direct, predictable cause, blocked kama. When that thing we feel we absolutely need is denied, all the energy of that intense desire has nowhere to go. It just sours and it transforms into anger. And the dominoes keep falling. Anger completely clouds our judgment. We lose awareness of what's right and what's wrong. This leads to a loss of wisdom, and the text uses a really strong word for the final result, doom, which basically means total self-destruction. But look, if there's a ladder going down, there has to be a way back up, right? So now that we've seen the descent, let's explore the path of ascent, the way to serenity. And the answer here isn't to just become a hermit and avoid everything that might cause desire. No way. The real challenge is to live in the world, to engage with it, but to do it with a mind that is fully under your own command. The goal, the destination, actually has a name, prasada. Think of it as this deep, profound serenity. It's a clarity and stability of mind that just isn't shaken by all the ups and downs of life. It is the absolute antidote to the chaos of anger. So you can really see the two paths laid out here. On one side, the uncontrolled mind is like a boat in a storm, just tossed around by every wave of desire. But on the other side, the controlled mind navigates those exact same waters with stability, and it finds serenity and an end to sorrow. So how do we actually get there? Well, the practice is pretty simple to say, but it's profound. It means engaging with the world, enjoying life, but doing it without that desperate, grasping passion or the angry push of hatred. It's all about keeping your reactions on your own leash. And the reward for doing this? It's stated with absolute clarity. With serenity, with prasada, all sorrows end. Your mind becomes stable and sound. It's no longer a victim of its own automatic, knee-jerk reactions. So, what's the big takeaway here? The entire philosophy is captured in one final, really powerful metaphor that perfectly shows what a serene mind is like. The text compares the mind of an enlightened person to one of the most powerful and immense things in all of nature, the ocean. Just think about that for a second. Countless rivers are constantly pouring into the ocean, right? But the ocean itself remains unshaken. It's fundamentally unchanged. The goal is to cultivate a mind just like that, a mind so vast and stable that all the rivers of life's experiences can flow into it without causing a single ripple. So the final thought to leave you with is this. We can't stop the rivers from flowing. Life is gonna happen. Desires are gonna pop up. but we absolutely can choose whether we're going to be a small puddle disturbed by every single drop or a vast, stable ocean. That choice is always ours.